If you find that your focus is gradually shifting from the wedding to the actual marriage itself, then you're ready. Hello ladies, welcome to today's video. My name is Ayanime, and in today's video I'm going to share with you certain signs and symptoms that you're ready for marriage even if you're single. Yes, because once you're ready, certain things begin to happen in your life. Let's jump right in. This first sign is for Christian ladies who are deeply spiritual, or any lady who is aligned with the spiritual, and that is the fact that you begin to feel a shift spiritually. It is a bit difficult to explain this one because it is something you feel, like I said, and it has nothing to do with whether you are in a relationship right now or not. I do not have anybody in my life, but I am feeling that shift in the spirit. You just instinctively know that it is time. You start feeling this expectancy in your spirit, like you are about to meet your husband soon. You may even receive a revelation about this, maybe through your dreams. The best part about this feeling is that it is not from a place of desperation, where your family and the society has given you a deadline and you are walking around thinking that the next man you see around the corner is your husband. Not at all. This particular feeling comes from a place of joy, a place of peace, a place of hope for this amazing man that is coming into your life soon. Ladies, for a very long time, my mom and my aunties would encourage me to pray about marriage, and I never did. I know she's going to see this video because she's my number one cheerleader, but all the same, I never prayed about it because I wasn't ready, or at that time, I didn't feel excited about it. But recently, as I started experiencing the shift I'm talking about, I'm the one praying about it, without anybody pushing me. I am so hopeful and joyful, and I strongly believe that feeling this way comes from a place of being finally ready and liking where you are in your life. And that brings me to number two. Number two is when you know yourself and you like yourself. This is such an important sign because it means you have come into your own. You know yourself, you like yourself, and you like where you are in life in general terms and in specific terms like career or your finances. Simply put, it means you are happy and living a full life, even as a single woman. Today, I can safely say that the reason I was never really excited about marriage those years ago was because I didn't like where I was in life. I hadn't found my purpose, and there was a deep sense of dissatisfaction and unhappiness. If I had gotten married then, it would have been such a terrible decision because my happiness would have been dependent on my husband. I would have expected him to complete me and bring meaning into my life. Can you imagine how unhappy I would have been if he didn't fulfill those expectations? Goodness, I'm really glad I never got married at that point in my life, because working on myself first and finally feeling empowered and happy about myself and my life has finally made me ready. And if you feel this way and you desire to get married, then you're ready. Sign number 3 is that certain relationships no longer interest you. Relationships like friends with benefits, let's see how it goes, let's go with the flow, let's just be casual, I have a girlfriend but I really like you, let's just have fun, or the most subtle one where the man is not very intentional or hasn't actually verbalized what he wants from you, and all the other relationships that resemble the ones I just mentioned no longer interest you. Your dating life begins to have a goal and a purpose, and that helps you date and vet in a very different way. Ladies, if these relationships no longer interest you, it could just be a sign that you're ready for marriage, because where I am in my life right now, if a man were to tell me, let's go with the flow, I'll tell him to sit down so I can see the man behind him. As simple as that. Sign number 4 is that you now know your needs, your wants, your compromises, and your deal breakers. Ladies, what you want in a man and what you need in a man are two very different things, and you should know what those differences are. A want is 6 packs and beards, while a need is emotional availability and a sense of responsibility in a man. A compromise is race or ethnic group, while a deal breaker is emotional abuse, substance abuse, or addiction. Once you start to watch a man to see if he meets your needs. That could just mean you're ready for marriage, because it means you now know what you want, you know what you deeply desire. And that knowledge comes from first knowing yourself and what's important to you. It means you now vet beyond the surface. You are more interested on what's going on in the inside than what's happening outside. I do have a video on how to vet men the right way, and I'll leave a card right here for you to watch later on. Ladies, if you are unsure of what your needs, wants, compromises, and deal breakers are, and you want to know them, I have a workshop that will help you with this, and I'll leave the link in the description. It is called Assess Your Dating Life Workshop, and it comes with a journal that has questions that will help you figure out what you deeply desire in a man when it comes to his character, personality, belief systems, his finances, physical traits, and so much more. Figuring out these things will help you make the right choice in a man. And now, number 5, you no longer have a fear of commitment. Sounds simple, right? No, it's not that easy. Coming to a place of being finally ready to commit to marriage takes a lot of work and soul searching. It also means thou shalt not look at other men. It means no longer being scared of doing life with one person and actually becoming excited about it. It also means you are ready to walk through hard times with someone, because those times will come. And for you to feel that way, it means that you strongly believe that you have the skills, the discipline, and patience required for those tough times. This doesn't happen overnight, and like I said, it takes work. It could be starting therapy, reading books, listening to teachings and sermons about marriage, praying about marriage, and becoming interested in learning about men and the way they think so that you understand them better. Because yeah, they are a different breed. Ladies, for a long time, I was terrified about marriage because, with boyfriend-girlfriend relationships, you can easily walk away, but with marriage, it is not that easy. However, since I got into this marital season of my life, I am excited about committing to one person. And if you feel this way, my darling, you're ready. Sign number 6 is that you now have space in your life for him, or start to create space in your life for him to come in. This can look like being more flexible to changes, because having him in your life will lead to certain changes. It could be being ready to be accountable to someone, creating space in your personal space for him, being ready to accommodate his life in yours, because this man is going to come with family, friends, a whole life essentially. It could look like you being ready to start thinking in terms of we rather than I. We are going to do this. We need to make this decision together, and so on. Another one could be that you are now ready to take on the demands and responsibilities that comes with being someone's wife. And finally, it could just look like you're starting to make better choices when it comes to your life in general. Ladies, an ordinary boyfriend-girlfriend relationship takes work. Talk more of marriage. So you need to be emotionally, mentally, and even physically ready to be someone's wife. And if you're beginning to make these changes, you are ready. Sign number 7, you are not ready to change anyone. There's a book I read when I was very young, and I have forgotten the title of that book, but the first sentence of the first chapter is something I can never forget. It says, marriage is not a reform school. That sentence has stayed with me since that time. If you are still willing to date a man that requires you working to change him, so much so he becomes a project, then you're not ready for marriage. Because being ready means accepting him the way he is or walking away. And when I talk about you working to change him, I am not talking about something as simple as his fashion sense. I'm talking about core personality traits that have essentially become his identity. So if you find yourself still thinking in terms of, once we get married, he will change, then you're not ready, because any habit or personality that you cannot stand during the dating phase will not magically disappear once you get married. In fact, it will magnify, because you're now living with this person and those character traits are going to be in your face every day. Ladies, at this point in my life, I am not ready to change any man. He either meets my needs as he is, or let's say he has character traits that I don't want around me, he has to go. It's as simple as that. Number 8, you focus more on the marriage than on the wedding. Ladies, in this season of my life, I can honestly say that I don't really care about the wedding. I don't care if it is big or small, if we have roses as the centerpiece, or if the cake is as tall as a building. I honestly don't. Yes, I want a tasteful wedding, traditional marriage and court wedding, but I'm not really particular about the details. I am more focused on the type of marriage I am going to have with this man. I find myself reflecting on things like, where are we going to live? How many children are we going to have? How will we handle our finances? How will we handle our spiritual life separately and together as a couple? I even find myself thinking about things like, what about travel? Where can we go to together? And so many other things. So my dear elegant lady, if you find that your focus is gradually shifting from the wedding to the actual marriage itself, then you're ready. And sign number 9 is that you can support yourself financially. Ladies, if you have been a part of my community for a while, then you know that I am all about marrying a man who is a provider. But that doesn't mean you ignore your own personal financial security. Because expecting a man to take care of all your financial needs is a recipe for disaster. Being financially secure and able to take care of yourself is so empowering. Even if you're dating a wealthy man who can afford to take care of you over and over and over again, it is important for you to still maintain a certain level of financial independence from him. It will give you peace of mind and you will not be stuck in a bad situation or be at the mercy of your husband if he decides that you're not getting this month's allowance because you didn't make pounded yam for him. What if something happens to his financial capability and you were fully reliant on him? Or he even changes, because human beings evolve. An intelligent woman will enjoy being provided for, but be ready for these types of situations. So ladies, marry a provider, but build yourself. And finally, number 10. Number 10 is actually a question. And answering this question honestly will tell you if you are ready for marriage. And that question is, will you marry yourself? A few years ago, I asked some of my friends this question and they all said yes. But I told them no, and they didn't really understand why. But I understood, and that is because I knew that I was still a work in progress and I could never have married the me of years ago. But now, I can marry me over and over and over again. So ladies, deeply think about this question. Think about the things that matter to you in a man. And then ask yourself, if the roles were reversed, would you marry you? And that, ladies, is also the question of the video. Based on where you are right now in your life, would you marry you? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and also share it with somebody who's going to find it valuable. And until next week, I'll leave a card right here to a video where I share with you why you should date or marry a rich man, or to be politically correct, a high value, high earning man. As always, be kind to yourself, ladies, and I'll see you in that video. Bye.